Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan M.S. Pearce. Ukraine War News Update, second part thereof for the 2nd of June 2024. Just going to squeeze a quick one out, so to speak, before I have to shoot off today. Just missed this. It came through. An oil refinery is on fire in Komi Republic in Russia, in the city of Ukhta. One of the tanks at the Lukoil Ukhtaneftperebabotka plant, my goodness, Pierce, sort it out, caught fire. Right, let's try this. Ukhtaneftperebabotka plant caught fire. According to local media, the fire was preceded by the sound of an explosion. Smoke was later spotted. Baza reports 3 casualties. Details are being confirmed. In April, employees of the Ukhta plant were evacuated due to the threat of a drone attack. Update Shot Channel writes about 2 being dead there. So significant, but significant because of this? Surely not, says Tim White. A new drone at a record for Ukraine. Russia reports a fire occurred at the tank farm of an oil refinery in Ukhta. The industrial town of around 100,000 people is located in the Komi Republic and is almost 2,000 kilometers from Ukraine in a straight line. That is smashing the previous record. It's just incredible. If that is a drone that has been sent from Ukraine, A, what air defense doing? B, my goodness, they have adapted those drones to get some serious mileage out of them. Incredible stuff there. Right, France has given Ukraine permission to use Scalp-PG Storm Shadow missiles, Scalp-PG missiles, to strike airfields in Kursk and Belgorod regions. This is huge. Okay. And it's only just sort of coming out now. Ukraine to strike military airfields inside Russia. So that is, and that's coming from BBC, quoting an anonymous military aviation officer as saying, France has not officially announced this. So pinch of salt and all that. There were worries that the ATACMS can't be used inside Kursk and Belgorod. And so therefore the ability to strike those airfields has been restricted. Well, this isn't ideal because you don't really want to use Storm Shadow missiles to take out airfields, not unless it's like the buildings and main structures, such as the air towers or whatever, air traffic control centers. What you really want are cluster munition ATACMS to spread lots of cluster munitions over the airframes and then hopefully get some secondary explosions and whatnot. So this isn't ideal, but at least gives them options, gives the Ukrainian options. Really good news there. Belgium, on the other hand, has announced, and this isn't crazy surprising, they were already, if you remember the map I showed of countries that have not given permission to strike within Russia, you've got Italy and Belgium. And then Belgium then reinforced this by saying that it won't let Ukraine strike targets in Russia with 30 F-16s that Belgium will send to Ukraine. I don't understand why you would have this rule. I just don't get it. So Belgium, what are you doing? Neither in the area of Kharkiv or anywhere else, Ukrainian soldiers are still forced to fight with one arm tied behind their back, says Visegrad. So I don't normally go to Visegrad, but I just think that is an interesting nugget, if true. Right, Estonia allocates more than 1% of its GDP. It's people have been talking about 0.25% across all NATO countries would completely sort Ukraine out. Estonia has gone further by 4 times. 1% of its GDP, not on defence, on Ukraine, to support Ukraine. Prime Minister Kaja Kallas said that if every NATO country did this, Ukraine will win. I mean, it's that simple. There'd just be so much money floating around, so much equipment floating around for Ukraine that they'd be hard-pressed not to win. We do not have a plan B in case Russia wins, she said, because we should not be pessimistic. I reported this yesterday. Victory in Ukraine is a victory for NATO and the whole free civilized world. Good stuff, Estonia. Military aid to Ukraine has been updated with. Now, these are the PVV-302 infantry fighting vehicles, or APCs, or depends what configuration they come in. These are the old, went out of service in 2014 in Sweden. These are the old Swedish tracked vehicles that they have given all of their remaining ones to Ukraine. Now, there were 650, 600 something that were originally bought. Don't know what's happened to all of them over time. There will be a lot of natural wastage and attrition of those. So there won't be that many left. Then there were talk about 172. Then there was talk about 100 being given from Sweden to Ukraine. Well, actually, the numbers appear to be quite officially 200. as per the Swedish MOD release. So that is previously marked as unknown. So that is really significant. That's really good news from Sweden. Be interesting to see how much work needs to be done on them to get them ready to go and when they'll be available for Ukraine and arriving in the country. Defense Ministry has said that nearly all of Ukraine's drones are now domestically produced, and nearly 100% of drones the Ukrainian armed forces use in Russia's war are developed domestically, and that is a really good statistic. It's all about getting independent military industrial complex production upscaled so that you are not dependent on the US, on the EU countries and allied nations and UK, etc., etc. You want to be producing these yourself, so you're only really relying on the money for that production. That is fantastic if that is indeed true. Excellent stuff. So Jürgen Naudit here says, according to declassified Pentagon report, North Korean missile debris has been found throughout Ukraine. The report reveals that Russia is extensively using North Korean missiles to attack Ukraine, targeting not only frontline cities. Reuters writes, the report details various aspects of North Korea's short-range solid fuel ballistic missiles and includes comparisons of the wreckage found in Ukraine with images of missiles displayed in North Korean state media. According to United 24, and it took the West 27 months to allow Ukraine to shoot 20 kilometers behind the front line, mainly with Western artillery. What's wrong with our politicians? There is a massive asymmetry here, and we are giving Russia so much leeway. Yeah, you can fire Shaheeds from Iran, and yeah, you can fire these other bigger drones from Iran, and yeah, you can fire North Korean missiles. What are we going to do? We're going to have a very long time to discuss whether Ukraine can fire 50 kilometers into Russia, but only with certain weapons. And, you know, Belgium are going to say you can't use F-16s, and Italy are going to say you can't do even that. And everyone's going to be arguing about this ad infinitum. Meanwhile, Russia just get on and do what they do and then say, oh, we got a red line. If you do that to us, you can't do that to us because nuclear missiles, that's it. That's why you can't do it to us. So run along. Just let us do our war crimes into Ukraine, if you don't mind very much. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Zelensky's doing a lot of talking. So he has met with Lloyd Austin. He's been at the security conference in Singapore. He's had a really big interview in The Guardian. That stuff about that still coming out. Information that weapons elements get to Russia through China, says Zelensky today. There are this is a quote, various signals from various intelligence agencies, including Ukrainian, that something somehow gets to the Russian market through China. I would be very consistent here. There are indeed some elements that are part of the Russian arsenal, which are elements of this or that weapon that come from China. So the translation is a bit dodged there, but you get the idea. He's being quite frank at the moment in a number of statements he's making, and this is another one of them. We'll talk a lot more about some of the things he mentions in the Geopolitics video later. But yeah, under no illusions that Russia are getting important components for their weaponry from China and through China. Here is a dispatch UGV or a kamikaze UGV, unmanned ground vehicle. This is, according to Rostec, the Russian defense manufacturer, state concern. It's the first FPV UGV in the world. More letters, please. We've seen these in the air. We're going to see them on the ground. We're seeing UGVs be developed more and more and utilized more and more throughout this war. So that is one that I presume just drives up and detonates with a sizable explosion. Right. I mentioned MTLBs and not being sure that there was much in terms of stockpiles. And lo and behold, Jompy then writes this thread straight away afterwards. So good timing there. I tried looking at the spot on the 7,020th, that's a base, where most MTLBs were stored in recent pictures. I think almost all are gone, but can't really tell for sure. Some rows of trucks are visible from Sentinel, so the resolution of the imagery is not great, but nothing else, though that may be just a poor satellite resolution. Of course, it depends also when they were taken, because sometimes the analyses are from very old pictures and you think, well, there will be even more, they will be even emptier now. So yeah, he said there were, so this is May 2023, his previous analysis, which I went through, There were 493 NTLBs before the war, and now they're 342. And that was May. So that was over a year ago. They've been taken down by about a quarter, probably a little bit more than a quarter. But then, of course, all the ones you have remaining are less worthy and cannibalized. And so it becomes harder and harder to use the remaining ones. Well, he's now saying it looks like there are none, basically, or very few. He found some stored MTLBs in a base I didn't know about previously, located in Leninitsky or Krug. You can see there were 130 in June 2021, and in May 2023, over a year ago, 43 left. Over a year ago, 43, and at the trajectory of depletion from June 2021 to May 2023, that means there would be none left now. So this is, again, a sign that things aren't going well for Russia in terms of equipment. Right, final thing I'm going to say, I've mentioned Alan Doherty a number of times. I wasn't quite sure what's going on. Anyway, it turns out he's an ex-soldier who's had, he's a pops up on the threads. But he also has had a fit recently, an epileptic fit, and is in an induced coma. But they woke Alan up this morning and he's doing good. Says his partner or wife. We will know more in the next few days as to how this has affected him. Thank you. Every time he heard your voice on the video, he would smile. So they're playing my videos to him while he's either in a coma or sort of coming to. So that's really great. Hi, Jonathan. I don't understand half the things you say. Alan is an ex-soldier. He's listening to you, and for whatever it is, you're helping him through this. So thank you. Just brilliant. And then he's apparently sort of got through a question to his nurse and to partner or wife, and they have managed to ask me that question, which I hopefully answered this morning. So good stuff there. That's awesome. Good on you, Alan. Hope you get well, mate. You take care, and you and yours, that is. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Really appreciate your support. Take care, guys. I'm off to an 80th birthday lunch. Whoop-de-hoo. That's going to be just excitement personified. I'm sure it's going to be lovely. Speak to you soon.